Decisions. Hey y'all, it's your girl Auda, and I am coming to y'all with another Auda Speaks. We back in the building. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into it, y'all. I was listening to a song the other day and it really hit me hard, so I had to bring it to the cast. Listen. I felt like God was telling me to make a decision and stand on it. He gonna be with me regardless. Listen, I love that. One, because I have suffered from decision fatigue a lot. And I felt like I used to get it in the past, but it just seems like the more deeper I step foot into the trenches of adulthood, it has gotten to where it's been, you go from figuring out, okay, what do I want to wear to what house do I want to buy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when you go into the trenches of adulthood. It be different decisions to make. And so the more serious the decision or the more serious the outcome of the decision, the more fatigue I suffer. And often you hear that not making a decision is a decision in itself. And so that's why I wanted to bring this episode to the cast, because I'm sure any of y'all listening have felt this in some sort of capacity where it's like you feel like you want to make a decision, but you're scared of what's going to be on the other side. Or you feel like, hey, I feel sure about this decision. I'm going to make the decision. And then you make the decision and you start to feel like stuff is going wrong when you felt like it was the right decision. There's a reason for that too. And it all feels more heavier when you see quotes like one decision could really change the trajectory of your life, because it's true. One bad decision or one really good decision can make you be up for the rest of your life. And so that's why it's so important to, y'all know I've been coming on here advocating about this, because I want y'all to know this, if nothing else, is that you really got to stick and tap in with God, with the Most High, and stay tapped in. Because when you go with His wisdom, you're not going to go wrong. And let me tell y'all, when we get to talking about feeling like you felt like you made the right decision, but you start seeing bad things manifest, you start seeing things going wrong, but you was like, for sure this was the right decision. That's for a reason. Because life is a test of endurance, okay? So when we talk about making the right decisions and feeling like things is going wrong, making the right decisions and feeling like life is going left, understand that it's a test to see if you're going to continue on that right path, to see if you're going to falter in the choice that you made, to see if you are going to truly stand on your decision. And for those of us who struggle with making the decisions in general, that's where seeking the Most High is going to be monumental, because He's not going to steer you wrong. And understand that there's some things in life that you can't make a quick decision on. You got to take time to really collect yourself, sit with the Lord, and really seek true understanding and wisdom on it, because it could be something that, like the quote saying, could really change your life. I mentioned in one of the earlier episodes about the stoop kid, right? If you fall into not making the decision and you think life is going to make the decision for you, then it often puts you in a space where you become directionless and you're just being moved with the wind and the waves. And we don't want to be like that either. And so you have to pick your choice and just understand that whichever choice it is, I would hope you would make the right one. But whichever choice it is, the Lord is going to be with you. And, for me, for someone who struggles with making certain decisions, it's like you got to automate the easy ones, okay? So that's like your food, your clothes, the plan you're going to do for the next day. Automate this stuff. Your bills, automate it. Too much stuff in your brain also makes it real hard for you to make the decisions, especially the necessary ones. And then oftentimes, for the decisions that require a necessary deadline, you could fall into feeling like, okay, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it and overthink yourself past the deadline. So, these things are super important as far as just automating things and making things less heavier on the brain, because when we do free up that space, it gives our mind the opportunity to receive the things that we need. So definitely drop it down in the comments below if you've ever suffered from decision fatigue, and what's helped you get out of that. What's something that you could drop to help someone else get out of the decision fatigue? And, for people who suffer from it, I find often it's because you have so many decisions to make in a day, to where it's like one more, it kind of like tips the pot over. And so that's where really, I'm a journaling girl, okay? I have always been a journaling girl, and even when I didn't journal intentionally, I was poetry journaling. I was music journaling, and I've always been like that. So it's like I'm a journaling girl, so I advocate for the journaling. Like, those are the things that will help you to release stuff out of your brain, to free that space out. And that's one of the things a therapist will always tell you is get it out your brain, get it out your head. And so if you're suffering from decision fatigue, that would be the number one first thing, is to get it out your brain and get it onto the paper, because that is going to allow you to see it. Instead of it floating above your head, it's going to allow you to see it. Reading Purpose Driven Life has been one of those books. Y'all know I've been talking about it over the course of the episodes. It's one of those books that helps you to understand that your decisions are things that you want to look at through the lens of purpose. So when you're making decisions, you want to take a look and see where your purpose fits into those decisions. If you find that the next decision you got to make is, hey, am I going to move up into a new job position, or am I going to leave the job? You have to sit there and assess what's your purpose and what's your plan. And if moving up into a different position in the job is going to take more time from you and away from your purpose, then that'd be an easy answer. So it's like really taking a look at things through the lens of your purpose will definitely help you with the decision fatigue. And y'all know my episodes are very intentional, so I have to say this to whichever subscriber who feels like they have to always get somebody else to weigh in on their decisions, or they're constantly asking people, should I do this? Should I do that? Deep down, you know what you want to do. Deep down, you know what it is that you should be doing, or you deep down, you know what the decision should be, but you just too scared to make it. So just remember that when you're given that wisdom from the Most High, and when He tells you to move on something, that means that's the answer right there. And you consulting with people to try to like sway the answer, sway the decision, is only going to slow you down on the path to your purpose. So just remember that. Somebody needed to hear that. So yeah, y'all. And I was thinking earlier how sometimes we feel like we have to run the race to life. We feel like we have to be the first to do this and the first to reach that goal, when it's really not about that at all. Sometimes we look at the climate around us and feel like we have to make certain decisions or be rushed to make certain decisions, because we feel like, well, I am at such and such age. The time would be now. Oh, the time is right. Such and such is doing it, so I guess I should be doing it now too. So we also want to remember that we don't want to make decisions out of other people's opinions and out of other people's timelines, because that's how we get up out of our lane, okay? So it's just so important to make the decision that you know deep down the Most High told you to make. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it, because all you are going to do is delay the path to your purpose. And we talked about this on the last episode. So yeah, sometimes we just got to make the hard choice. And oftentimes the hard choice is what helps us down the line. So that's going to be this episode, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. And somebody needed to hear this. I will see y'all in the next one.